Now, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Hello, hello, hello. And man, what's the word to call this show tonight, huh? Well, stupendous, they
Uh,
call it?
Stupendous or stupid. Or stupid. We can go for either one tonight. Half the show was stupendous, the other half was stupid in my book. We can talk about that a little later. But drop that in the comments. Everyone who sees this, I want to see. What do you guys rate this? Stupendous or stupid?
Yeah, and it's only night one, folks, because, yeah, this has been a very long day. This is the busiest weekend when it comes to wrestling. WrestleMania weekend. I swear it's like 100 different shows going on. Probably seen about maybe 5, 6, I believe, in total, including tonight that just happened. Because WrestleMania, man, well, how long ago? About 7 o'clock over here when it actually started, going all the way to about 11 p.m. It kind of stopped at, right at that mark, Chicago time. So, yeah, it's been a lot going on the past 24, 48 hours when it comes to wrestling, especially WrestleMania. And we are here with the night one review of WrestleMania 38. But first, let my co-host introduce himself.
Yo, yo, it's just J Rod, man. How y'all doing tonight, man? Just want to come on for a few minutes. I'm tired as hell. I ain't gonna hold you. This is a long pay-per-view, guys. We got a whole nother night. So I am a little tired. I'm only be on for about 10 minutes to just give a quick review, but there are more people coming in. There is somebody else coming in to fill in. So I do want to just thank Bryce for letting me come on, of course, talk my mess, talk my shit. And yeah, let's get it popping.
Yeah, because the only thing, yeah, hopefully, yeah, we do have somebody else coming in, I believe, pretty soon. So, yeah, like I said, Gerard, hopefully he can stick around as long as he can, because I think if he hangs up, I think the call ends, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh
So,
shit.
yeah, because that was the problem when we were just recording the first time that when it hung, it's like this when I couldn't get you, it just kind of hung up and the whole thing just stopped.
Oh man.
So
Shit.
kind of stick around. Hopefully, the person that's calling in will call in soon, and we'll swap out from there. But we're gonna try to talk about as much as we can because I know it's the only night you can do this part of WrestleMania and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch it from where I'm at, but I will unfortunately not be at home. So
Yes. Excuse me. But yeah, we're gonna stick around as long as we can with you right here for this review for night one. But yes, a lot going on for night one tonight. Dallas, Texas, the AT&T Stadium. Apparently, about 70 something thousand people there tonight. So yeah, WrestleMania back to once again. Well, I think it holds 100,000 seats in that arena, but basically nearly a full crowd we had tonight out there.
yeah, and night two might be even more popping.
Because night one, started off a little bit rocky, but it got way better throughout the night. And it was definitely a lot going on. So let's get right into it. We start off intro. Of course, they do the whole "Whatever America the Beautiful" thing. I don't even know who was singing, so going past that. Some people thought it'd be funny if they brought the DX band out there to do it. If anybody remembers that WrestleMania, WrestleMania 14, look that up. But we did kick it off with the tag team titles on the line. These SmackDown tag team titles. The Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs.
Come on, Oos.
What's good, Us?
I just like saying that. That's such a dope ass word. I don't know why.
Hey, what up, Us?
Like that's such a dope word. I don't know. You just saying bro, but at the same time, the shit just cool. But anyway, I thought that was a pretty good match. It was a solid, little start. Nothing too special. Unfortunately, Big Bro did get a knee injury. I was wondering why. I couldn't tell if it was Jay who jumped on his back. I wasn't quite sure, but if it was Jimmy or Jay. But yeah, I didn't like the way that either one of those twins jumped on his back like that. That's why his knee buckled like that. So that was kind of trash. I mean, of course it wasn't intentional, but that was just kind of like, damn. I did want to kind of see more of that. Just more of him, buff Freddie Mercury. Um, but overall, I think it was still a good match because Shinsuke, he just played that 1 versus 2 handicap role so well. Just going off the top of his head and just going from there. But it wasn't anything crazy special. Especially after Bro got injured. We all kind of expected the Usos would win. It also makes me wonder if Big Brother is gonna or Big Cousin's gonna win, Big Dog, because since the Usos are still tag champions, maybe Roman still wins. I was looking at that as an indicator if the Usos maybe lost, that maybe Roman would lose tomorrow, but who knows? Maybe Roman will win. He might be boxing how the Usos are still champions. They might keep that bloodline champion reign going.
True, true. I do believe this finish was kind of called on the fly though, due to Boogs. I think they say he made, like I said, his knee just buckled. Maybe given a lot of weight he was carrying,
Yeah,
and I don't know if he may have damaged his tibia because they did say that they carried him out of there. I don't know why not on a stretcher, but he was carried out of the arena, and Nakamura just basically had to finish the match on his own, and he still ended up losing, with the 1D and whatnot. So it basically kind of came a handicap match after Boogs got hurt, but he really did suffer a very bad injury right here. So I believe that they may have had to call an audible and kind of end the match from there. Like I said, it wasn't a bad match, but just the unfortunate injury.
yeah. It was. Hopefully, he does come back recovered well. Tibular injuries aren't like, extremely career threatening at all. So I do expect just like hopefully a nice recovery. Come back in a few months, get yourself some time to heal. But I could be completely wrong. I'm not a fucking doctor. Um, so
Uh,
I do want to see him come back though, man, because he's definitely a strong presence, especially for Shinsuke. So maybe they'll bring the violinist back now.
Yeah, but he needs
you
a
know,
tag partner now because like Boog's strong as shit. I will say
strong
that.
as hell. That is
Come on,
buff Freddie Mercury, nigga.
like I said, it's basically. I wish they would never made him cut his hair, but he basically is like some Freddie Mercury Magnum PI.
He kind of looks like the bad guy from the Mission Impossible, the last one,
Oh yeah,
because he had that fucking mustache. Yeah,
that's a good one to put it like that when you think about it. But yeah, like I said, it's very unfortunate though. Buddy ended up getting hurt and everything. So hopefully Boots will be back soon. But yeah, I think they'd probably just have to call something right there and in the match from there. So like I said, it wasn't bad. Usos retained. So there you go. Next was Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
I mean, you know, I'm not mad at the Happy Corbin gimmick. I think it's a funny gimmick, but I'm pretty tired of it. Um, I think Drew
Just
McIntyre, he just out here doing shit now.
I think they just need him to do anything until they get him into something
Yeah,
big back for the
yeah,
title picture.
yeah.
Because
He's literally just he's just sitting in the waiting room right now.
and the match was whatever, but honestly, I could have just watched this on SmackDown. You could have just threw this
Yeah,
on SmackDown and call it a day,
yeah. This whole feud's been pretty like okay.
or any other type of pay per view, and you could have just been done with that. Like Drew was going regardless, so it's really no surprise. I'm almost surprised it went as long as it did, and it wasn't a squash match.
Yeah, yeah. It was it's pretty good. This
Like I
for my
said, like
WWE 2K fans. This match was the equivalent to having like a 77 pop wrestler bruiser going up against like a 58 pop fighter, and y'all only on like a level 3 rivalry, like a level 2 rivalry is like for WrestleMania, you need high like the rivalry ain't there for at least for me. Um, like Corbin, even though I do love Corbin, I think Corbin is like one of the best wrestlers, low key, on the company that people don't talk about. Not to mention, nobody's ever kicked out of his finisher, which I think like that should be like since Undertaker doesn't have a streak, and I'm not saying just give Corbin the ultimate push out of nowhere, but I think they should push that finisher at some point. That it's like nobody's ever kicked out of it. So I do think that there's a chance that he does do something big, eventually. But like this rivalry just ain't it for Corbin. And you could like again, like we just said, you could tell, that Drew is just, waiting until either Roman or Brock wins, and
He'll be
maybe he
next in
might
line
come
for the title.
exactly, and he might come in next right after. Um, so yeah, we will see what happens with Drew, and then but yeah, this match was just blah. That was cool.
It was what it was. Like I said, the match happened. You could have saw it on SmackDown. Drew won, and then like you see when he cut the ring in half with the sword.
Yeah, and he did. Yeah,
That was kind of corny.
yeah, it was a match.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut the ring with the sword. I'm gonna use the sword of truth.
Angela, ain't that the name of it?
Yes.
Rest in peace, Angela. By the way, um, I ain't like that joke either,
Oh,
but
yeah, I know it was to
that
get heat on
oh,
SmackDown.
it definitely got heat. I liked it because it got heat, but damn, I was like, that's a tough ass joke.
I like shit. I'm like pretty dark.
What is the sword and Angela having? It's a fucked up joke. I'm laughing at it. I'm saying it's a horrible joke, but I also laugh at horrible jokes. I'm just saying it was a horrible joke.
It's I know it's just fucked up.
It was a mean spirited joke, but it didn't make it any less funny. That shit was fucked up though.
That's what makes it crazy. So yeah, that's wow, that joke I tell you. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, this feud is over and these guys move on to something else.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully Drew just goes up against Roman because Brock is too. I honestly think Brock is too good of a guy right now to win. I think Roman is low key. Like Brock is gonna push him to his limit. Don't get me wrong, but Roman's gonna win.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of choice. Obviously a lot of people choosing to see who's gonna win, but
I think Roman's gonna take it for one more year, and then next year he's gonna
The
lose
Rock
to The
win.
Rock. Yep.
Yeah, we'll see if that does happen with The Rock though.
Now the
But
question is, will The Rock have it in him to go for a quick title run, like a quick little 6 month, or can he go away from Hollywood for a minute to do that? But like knowing The Rock, he got
hella movie schedule.
he got right movies, TV shows, businesses, and all kinds of
XFL.
stuff. XFL. So like, does he actually have enough time to also have a WWE Unified title, whatever they gonna do, title run? So like low key, I could also see Roman losing at some point this year. I don't think it's gonna be at WrestleMania though. I could be completely wrong.
Possibly. So yeah, we don't know what will happen tomorrow night. So anything can really happen when it comes to that. So something could change. But going into the next match though, the Mysterios, Ray and Dominic. Nice to see Ray jumping from the stage again.
Yeah,
Uh
word.
going against the Miz and Logan Paul. Pikachu.
Man, I'm gonna say it again, man, because you don't do boxing analysis. But I said it to you last time that he boxed. Those chains are fire, nigga. Like people talking shit. These like Pokemon card chains. I'm not even a Pokemon dude like that, but the fact that like rappers is getting like 40, $50,000 chains, and like, yeah, my chain is $50,000. Meanwhile, this nigga has like a $200,000 Pokemon card. I think that's a way bigger flex, personally, than just like a $40,000 chain. Like you have a Pokemon on the end of your shit. So like that's worth most niggas outfits and everything. Like I could buy 5 rapper nigga outfits with this one Pokemon card.
Yeah, that's an expensive, rare ass card, I guess. Paying that much money for a Pokemon card and whatnot.
Yeah, now
So
I ain't saying that card itself costs that much. I don't know how much that card costs, but like I know how high up the cards can get. Because I think the Charizard card that he had against Floyd Mayweather, that his last fight, I think that was like 100,000 or something.
yeah, it's a
So
rare card.
yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has just like a collection. Because I mean, again, these YouTuber dudes, man, like they stupid acting, but they smart. They know how to move around some money. So I wouldn't be surprised if he got a big ass collection of them hoes.
Oh yeah, I'm
But
sure he's got a lot of those Pokemon cards.
but back to the match. My bad. I had to sidetrack a little because I do fuck with them chains. I don't really fuck with Logan. He's kind of a piece of shit at times. He's not as bad as his brother Jake. Jake is just a complete piece of shit. He just young. But
Yep.
Logan, he just has piece of shit moments. I'd rather hang with Logan than Jake for sure if I had to make a choice.
Yeah, like I get your point. Like, yeah, we know both of these guys are assholes, but
Yeah,
I guess
they
one
smart.
is a little bit better than the other,
Yeah, I'd rather hang with one than the other for sure.
and stuff. Cause yeah, he still got massive boos when he came out there.
Oh yeah,
Logan.
I was glad to see the Miz fucking up.
Yeah, and you know what? The match wasn't bad, and he got some heat. Doing the Three Amigos
Oh yeah, and he did a
and
little
doing the frog
shimmy.
splash.
Yeah,
Like he wasn't bad out there. Like Logan Paul, he didn't do bad in the ring, so it was a pretty good match.
yeah. I wasn't mad at the match at all.
Like I said, I didn't mind it. It was what was that?
PlayStation.
Oh, okay. I know I heard a loud beeping sound, but yeah, well, it wasn't a bad match though. Yeah, Logan Paul, he did good. He did his part. I was surprised to see Rey Mysterio take the pinfall though.
Yeah, I don't know why they protecting Dominic's record. He ain't winning no solo titles no time soon.
Yeah, so like, why pin Ray right here? I'm like, it was kind of odd. I thought like, all right, they pin Ray. It's kind of interesting. So
I don't know. Maybe Ray retiring. Maybe he trying, or maybe it's a part of the game. Maybe he'll go on a couple losing streaks, and it'll like, what if Ray turns heel? And everybody looking for Dominic to turn heel on Ray. What if Ray turns heel on Dominic? He starts losing a little bit. They may not be able to catch the same magic father and son as they did before, and then all of a sudden Ray's like, I'm done. Now I doubt that it happened. But like I'm just trying to figure out why would Ray take the pin instead of Dominic. I'm just like that's just the first thing that always comes to mind. I think that's a reoccurring joke at this point. Every time I do like a podcast with you, I'm turning somebody heel. So like this is my Rey Mysterio heel story.
possibly because I was like, really, they pin Ray. I'm like, all right then. And then, like you said, right after Miz just looks at Logan Paul, and then I guess Miz just turned face right here because he got a massive pop after
Yeah.
hitting the skull crushing finale on Logan Paul, and after he beat Ray.
Yeah, I mean, last pay per view he got some cheers going up against Edge. Maybe he was just ready after that. Like, damn, maybe the crowd might fuck with me if I went face. Even though I truly feel like the Miz to me is just like a top heel. And when I say a top heel, I don't mean a top heel as far as like he deserves a championship. But I'm just saying like he just has such a heelish manner about him. And he just has like a smug little punchable face. It's just like he makes the perfect heel.
Oh
He's just
yeah,
a nice bad guy. So like, his baby face runs to me don't always hit as well as his heel runs, but also, it would be good to see him as a baby face. You
calling
know.
us. I'm sorry, say it was a phone call, but I heard what you said though. Yeah, he's got that shit grin, slappable face. But yeah, Miz is a face. It's been kind of here and
Yeah,
there, but
exactly.
you know, as a heel, he shines as a heel majority of the times. Was I really looking forward to this match? Not really. But I
Yeah.
thought it was good though, because I'll be honest, like the first three matches of the show felt like I was watching an episode of SmackDown.
Honestly, like that was a great palate cleanser in between. As much as like I wanted to shit on like Jake Paul and the Miz and all of that, I it was a fun match. It was it wasn't crazy. It wasn't crazy like a lot of shit going on, but it was a fun match. It got the job done.
Yeah, he got the job done, and like I said, Logan Paul, he did his job. He wasn't really bad out there. Like I said, he did pretty good.
Yeah,
And
no
the
worse than
match
Bad
was,
Bunny, and Bad Bunny did a pretty good job.
yeah, because we talked about the difference between Bad Bunny and Logan Paul. Like Logan Paul is an athlete. Like
Yeah,
he trains to box. Like we weren't sure about Bad Bunny. We didn't know
exactly.
how good he was gonna move, and it surprised us all when it happened last year. So like Logan Paul is like he's an athlete, so I'm sure he probably was a fast learner. Um, and whatnot. So excuse me. He basically did pretty good. So, like I said, it wasn't a bad match or anything, but I just kind of felt like the past three matches, I just felt like I was watching an episode of SmackDown or Raw.
No, I hella get that. I totally get it. Like there was no match that was like, oh my god. Honestly, I've said this in conversation with you before, but I haven't said it on here, and I do want to know if anybody who's watching agrees. They don't have any specialty WrestleMania matches anymore. Like you remember the days where Money in the Bank was like a every year WrestleMania thing.
Yeah, but he made it a pay per view.
Yeah, because it became such a big match. It became such a pivotal match. Just overall throughout the year, because whoever won that Money in the Bank literally just basically had a free ticket to skyrocket them into the fucking moon. So it's like they need another specialty match that had those kind of stakes. The only other specialty WrestleMania match that they had was the streak. And
Yep.
once the streak was broken, it kind of like the lore was gone for me, at least. It was like, yeah, it's fun seeing the Undertaker wrestle, but it like the thing that made it so damn good every time was the fact that who's gonna beat the streak. And once it was beat, it was like, okay. So like if WrestleMania could get another just like a match that just means so much more than anything throughout the year, and it be a one-off thing, that would definitely help. Because that's one thing I feel like night one could have used. We could have taken away Corbin. We could have taken away. Well, no, we could have kept the tag team title. Could have taken away the Corbin match, Drew McIntyre, and maybe the Charlotte match, and we could have put like a specialty match there if there was like one to have. Because like again, like those two matches specifically were just kind of mad at me. Like the Corbin and the Charlotte Ronda Rousey. Because honestly, I'm not a fan of Ronda Rousey as a professional wrestler, guys. Go ahead, say what you want. Fuck y'all. I don't care. She's a fucking robot in the fucking ring. She is. She is an Autobot. And I
Damn.
get bored every time. Every fucking time. No
Damn.
disrespect to Ronda Rousey. She's literally one of my favorite UFC fighters. She's one of the people that got me into women's UFC fighting. Literally, I love her, but just as a wrestler, I'm not impressed. I'd rather watch Logan Paul in a full match. I'd rather watch Bad Bunny in a singles
She
match.
she sounded like she reads off of a grocery list.
Dude, I would rather Logan Paul or Bad Bunny cut a promo before Ronda Rousey. Easily, easily. They have way more mic presence, and maybe they because they used to be in the front of a mic. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's some missing from Ronda Rousey where I'm just not impressed by anything she does as a wrestler. And I'm
And
sad to
we're
say it
gonna
like
we're
that.
gonna
That's
we're
no.
gonna get to her, and we're gonna get to her
Oh yeah,
match.
we will, we will, we will, we
We
will.
will definitely get to more about that when we get to her match. But next, though, we did have Stephanie McMahon come out
Yeah, you
uh,
know,
to introduce Gable Stevenson.
he looked bored.
He looked like he didn't want to be there, low key.
He looked so bored.
He just kind of
He,
like came out, waved his hands, and
you know what this is telling me?
that was
You know
it.
what the difference. You know what the difference is? When they introduced Kurt Angle, when he came out, he was just like jumping and smiling and it was just like, I'm happy to be here. You could tell that he was gonna be pretty good. But with Chad Gable, it's like I know he's probably gonna be great in the ring, but the way that like his demeanor, he about to be trash on the mic. And I mean trash. I feel like, and I could be completely wrong. Hopefully I'm completely wrong. But like every time I see that nigga in a photo or a video, he just has the demeanor of a dude who just is not gonna give you 100% on the mic for promos. He's like
Stevenson.
he gives me mean grunt vibes. Like like what we thought Brock Lesnar was when he first came out. Like when you first saw Brock Lesnar in 2002, you like, if you give this nigga a microphone, he's just gonna be like, I want to fight you and I'm gonna beat you. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he's just not good on the mic. That's how Gable looked like. He just looked like he's not good, bro. But like I honestly feel like he has time. He's hella young. But yeah, he just didn't look happy to be like he looked, happy to be there. He just didn't look excited to be there.
It's like,
I'll put
hey,
it
I'm
that way.
getting paid, so
Exactly. So he looked happy to be there. He just didn't look excited to be there. like he looked like he could have did like there was something better to do in Texas. Like it looked like he wanted to be at that it looked like he wanted to be at the Carolina Duke game instead of WrestleMania. Like that's what it looked like. Like, damn, I
and
could have been at this damn college game instead of being here.
and I look at him and listen. I know they say he's done with amateur wrestling. I believe now.
Oh yeah, he's
Uh,
retired.
yeah, and basically he's going. Well, he's not even drafted to Monday Night Raw and
Yeah, he's
everything.
already there.
They've been said that.
Boy, they're about to, it's about to be funny. I think I said this too. Gee, he gonna have his first match Monday, and it's gonna be against Veer, and Veer's gonna get squashed.
Oh God. Oh God, imagine that. We've been hyping this beer guy up for almost
they
5 months
they
now.
pushed this nigga since
And
like
did
October,
he's gonna debut. He's gonna lose.
and then
We
the
hyped this
debut he's
man
gonna
up for
get
5 months.
squashed by Gable Stevenson.
We're gonna beat him in 20 seconds, folks. Veer, he's done.
Oh
Like
man.
we've been talking about for 5 months, and then we brought him in. Then he's done in 20 seconds, and
First of
it's
all, like that would be the equivalent. What's that bad guy in like Iron Man? Like I think it was like Iron Man 3. He was like the bad guy, but then you find out he was a fake ass bad guy. He wasn't even like the real bad
oh yeah. I forget one
guy.
commander, and it was someone else.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what Vera is for. Like that's what we're gonna find out. Like we've been seeing all these promos with Vera is badass, and then like we gonna finally see him gonna get his ass
You
beat.
just you just gonna like, oh, he's done it already. And I'll say it's like with Gable Stevenson. Like, yeah, I've seen people try to saying this guy's the next Kurt Angle and everything. Like, that's
No,
not even a fair comparison to put
it's
out
not
there. Like with Kurt Angle, it was different. Like
way
Kurt
different.
Angle just happened to be a very fast learner and was just naturally good, and he adapted really fast
Literally,
to
literally.
professional
He was
wrestling.
he was a special talent.
Like he's a real special talent. Like he was special. Like he just adapted like that and was really that good. Like Stevenson, we don't really know nothing yet. We haven't seen him
Exactly.
wrestle or
And
anything.
and honestly, like for all we know, he may be just as fast of a learner. We just don't like you just said. We just don't know yet. So
We
we
don't
will
know.
see. And honestly, I feel like I personally feel like he is that fast of a learner. I think what he won't again. He just doesn't seem like he's going to be a good promo guy. But I think what he won't have in promos, you just give him a manager. He'll bring to that in the ring. I think he will be a quick learner. I think he will be amazing in the ring once he gets his like reins under him for sure. Um, I think it's a great pickup. And yeah, I don't think that's a good comparison to compare him to Kurt Angle just because, like, and even like in comparison to career, like one of them is literally an Olympic gold medalist, like certified. Another one is like literally an amazing, amateur wrestler, and low key probably could be an Olympian, but
Wait,
you
didn't he
know,
win Tokyo?
yeah, oh, he did, didn't he? He sure
Yeah,
did. He
so
sure
he's
did.
already an Olympic gold medalist. He won in
Yeah,
Tokyo.
he is. He won in Tokyo, so yeah, he's also an Olympic gold medalist. Fuck, you're right. So yeah, I mean, the comparison can be there, but like I think time more so tells than anything. And I think I personally feel like he shouldn't even feed into it. He shouldn't want to be like Kurt Angle. Find a niche that he can get into that is actually, to me, hopefully he does something that's the opposite of Kurt Angle. Like, I'm tired. Like, I would love to see, actually, like, I'm you know how I feel about gimmicks, but I would like to see more. Like, he's an Olympic gold medalist, so people expect him to go that Kurt Angle route and be like the wrestling, like hard style wrestler type. But I think if he picks up a really good gimmick, like a solid gimmick, that could be good for his career too. Like, maybe not nothing that he has to like promote himself, but like kind of like how Shayna Baszler is. Like how she just kind of came in and was like unfucking stoppable to a certain extent. Maybe not right now for Gable, but I feel like once he grows into himself as a wrestler, to give him a gimmick like that, where it's just like, again, like they gave Kurt Angle like I'm the good old boy Olympic gold medalist, and I want to, drink my milk and take my vitamins, and I'm kind of like Hulk Hogan, just an Olympic gold medalist. Where I think Gable Stevenson can be like, no, I'm an Olympic gold medalist. You can't fucking beat me, no matter what you do. I
Just
have the
like a
better.
beast out there.
Exactly, I'm better than you in every way, and there's nothing you can do to beat me. You know what I mean? Almost kind of like that MJF kind of like I'm better than you and you know
Yeah, just be
it.
cocky, cause like you said,
Exactly.
like just be real
Exactly.
cocky out there, like, cause like I said, it's not a good comparison, to say he's the next Kurt Angle. I remember when people said Chad Gable was the next Kurt Angle, and
Exactly, and again, it's just another great amateur wrestler who wants to go in, and that's the first gimmick that they give him is like, oh yeah, go be Kurt Angle, go be the dude who played Kurt Angle's son for like a year and a half.
yeah,
So like,
Jason Jordan, like look where I
yeah,
put that.
literally, it's like they've been trying to find the next Kurt Angle, and I think the best bet for Gable, just go the complete opposite route of what they want you to be. They want you to be the next Kurt Angle, so be the next Kurt Angle, but be the complete opposite in personality. You already kind of got the personality of a nigga who don't want to be there anyway. So feed into it. Just be like, hey, I'm only here because they pay me well, and no one here can beat me, and it's proven. And again, just like freaking Daniel Bryan is doing right now in AEW, like when he first came there, it was like I'm the WWE superstar facing all of these little indie dudes, and I'm kicking y'all ass, and y'all can't touch me. Ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah, I'm
he
just
can do
whooping
the same
everybody's
thing.
ass.
I think Gable can do the same thing. Like I am an Olympic gold medalist. Like I'm the closest thing to Kurt Angle for real. Like y'all have had a lot of cool guys like Chad Gable. Now, yeah, he could be a heel. Like yeah, Chad Gable. Like that's cool. He's not me. He's not an Olympic gold medalist. You know, like he can't beat me. You don't believe me? Put me in a match, and then he squashes him,
Just
and
go,
it's
just
like I
kills him, just
told you.
take down. It's over.
You know what I mean? Matt Riddle. Put me in a match with him. He don't maybe not squash, but like he beats him pretty easily, and it's like no one can beat me. You put me in a ring with a UFC fighter, I beat him. You put me in there with another amateur wrestler, I beat him. You can put me in there with a WWE superstar, I'm gonna beat him.
Beat him.
So it's just like that way. Now you can build him up if you want to build him up to go against, say, for instance, a Roman Reigns at some point within a year or whoever. You can because like it's such a different outlook from the Kurt Angle, good old boy. I'm a wrestler. Like forget that. We don't want that. So like I don't know. I just hope that you know he's not. First off, he is excited to be there because again, he doesn't look excited to be there to me. But if he is, then I just really hope they don't give him that same old shtick of the Olympic gold medalist so that, they can find a new Kurt Angle. Like, come on, they can find a successor at this point.
And I do believe, I'll say this before we move on. I feel like he may be involved again tomorrow night. I'm not really sure, but I don't think it's over. But they've already been trying to showcase him, like, hey, this is our next big star right here and everything.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
as
yeah.
you put
Even
on,
by the
like,
way, like, oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
oh, I would say, like, just the way they presented him and everything.
Mhm.
But it's like you said, like he's gotta like have his own pathway, like not try to be next Kurt Angle, but like what you just put on, like be that cocky, hey, I'm an Olympic gold medalist, I'm the top this, like I'll take
Exactly.
anybody on, all this just go on, just start whipping everybody's ass up and down the place and everything. So
Exactly. Because,
that's what I
like,
feel like he's
yeah,
gotta
go ahead.
be.
Yeah. Because, like, that's like, again, and I hate to just keep saying it, but like, like the biggest gripe with him that I do hear is just that he doesn't look interested. Like you see him in photos, he's just like kind of there, just like, and like Mr. McMahon is like smiling. He's like, yeah, we got Gable, and he's just sitting there like, yeah, I'm here, chilling.
Yeah, it's
And
all
it's
good. It's all good. I'm here. I'm getting paid for this, so
you
I'm
know what
good.
I mean? So like, and every like Triple H is sitting there with him like, yeah, we just got a huge pickup. He's just like, hey, and it's
Yeah,
just like
I'm here. Just hanging out.
he got paid. He got paid that day, so he that's he kind of looked like that Marshawn Lynch meme. I'm just here so I don't get fined. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like okay, how
So
much am I
like
getting paid here tonight?
exactly. So like if they take that like premise, they can kind of like treat him like they can mix him with like Kurt Angle mixed with like MVP. Because you remember when MVP's first got there, he was like the number one draft pick, and you know what I mean. He was just like, like, oh man, I'm the most. He was damn near kind of like Bianca Belair, like I'm the most athletic, I'm the most talented, I'm the most this, I'm the most that, I'm the best person in the WWE. Give that to Brad, like give I mean not Brad, give that to Gable Stevenson and Stevens, and just let him run with it. Like, and he don't even have to promo again. Give him a manager if he's not good on the mic, but just like let the manager let them know. It's just like, no, like, hey, he's an Olympic gold medalist in real life, guys. Like all this wrestling shit, that's fun and all, but he's like an actual, he'll fuck you up. So like, try him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that
don't
way,
fuck with me type shit.
exactly. Because like again, just like Shayna Baszler, he could like legit. I think he should be more on the side of Shayna Baszler, even not even just like cocky, but like again, I don't talk much, I don't say much, but you put me in a ring with somebody and they will lose. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how else to put it, type shit. Because again, he kind of got the personality of a nigga who's just like nonchalant, like So like if he has like a nonchalant, serious personality, like I don't care who you put, almost like Ivan Drago. Like if he dies, he dies. Like you don't know what the fuck he's gonna. He don't say much, but when he says something, it's like, oh shit, this nigga might kill somebody in the ring tonight. Okay, I might watch it.
So yeah, we gonna see what happens with him though. But that's a good way and a good idea of putting it right there if they actually do that.
Yeah, I would like to see it, but Vince, he's caught up in his good old days type shit. It's like he want to move on from the Attitude Era and the, you know, ruthless aggression era, but he keeps bringing back the same tropes. So hopefully he does do something different, but I feel like he just gonna give him the same old Kurt Angle, next Kurt Angle shit, and it won't go well. It might pop for a little bit, but then he gonna lose to fucking he gonna fuck around and lose to Marco Stunts, who's now signed to WWE or some stupid shit in like a year and a half, and we're gonna be like, damn man, remember when fucking they first brought him in at WrestleMania and they had fireworks and Stephanie introduced him, and now this nigga out
Yeah,
here, he
giving him
losing
the
every
whole
fucking
nine
match
yards.
known to man.
Yeah, like,
So
hey,
like,
he's out there with Stephanie, so it must mean something.
hell yeah, and then 2 years later he losing every single match.
That'd be some bullshit.
But that's how it is, bro. And that's the shit that kills me about WWE sometimes. We ain't here to talk about that. I'm sorry, that's a whole nother banter and a whole nother conversation. Here to talk about WrestleMania. But it was a nice it was good to see him. I'm just hoping that he does get the push that he deserves, man.
Yeah,
Because
we gonna
again,
see soon.
yeah.
I'm assuming something soon's gonna happen. We don't know yet,
I
but
mean, he already signed the Raw, so I'm guessing he's really been in development, working hard. Because I mean, you really could just say,
shit, it's not like he's going to NXT.
honestly, I don't know why y'all need somebody like him. Who really watch? I mean, I'm not watching NXT, but maybe it is getting better. But last time I checked, niggas weren't really watching NXT like that. So I mean, having somebody like
It's
him
up and
could
down.
actually help out.
It's up and down. That's all I'm gonna say about NXT. And trust me, I watched that stand and deliver thing earlier today, so the show was okay.
Yeah, I mean,
It
Gable
was nice.
Stevens versus like a Braun Breaker though, that's a nice match. That like you can put that on like a pay per view and it'll get a nice look, and it'll be able to help everybody develop, because they both really need to develop, and that'd be a good match to develop both of them guys. But they want to push them to Raw. Just again, my whole thing is every time somebody who young get a push to Raw, this nigga gonna debut and he gonna win the first two matches and he gonna lose to fucking just the most random person, bro. Jeff Hardy ain't that no more. I would have said Jeff Hardy, but he ain't even there no more.
Yeah, he gone. So yeah. So
But like a Jeff Hardy-esque person, like somebody who ain't really doing a whole lot right now in WWE, just up and beat this dude out of nowhere, and it's just like, what the fuck? Okay, so much
just
for that
comes
big
out of
ass
nowhere.
rollout. So like, yeah, I'm just hoping that he gets it. But yeah, all right, we can move on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we will see the next thing. No.
I'm trying
Next
to
up,
hold off time until we get our other
I know he said
co-host.
he trying to get to download Skype again. And first he telling me to call him. I said, well, tell me the Skype name so I can call. Okay, now there the fuck he is right there. Hold on, I'm typing in his name. Yeah, we're still on call here. All right, let me type the name. How do you call in this? So
um, that is a great
like
question.
ad calls.
Yeah, you click the three buttons on the bottom, and then you add people. Bottom left corner. Do you see it? Yo, yo.
One and okay then. Starting now. So yeah. Moving on to the next match, though. First off, we do have another caller that just joined in. So, go ahead and
We
introduce yourself.
do. We do it.
Mhm.
We do. Do I have to say my name like we're in fourth grade again,
Say what you
or
want.
can you just say what I want? I'm gonna quote my man's Pat McAfee. This was the most stupendous. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't get paid enough. I don't get paid enough for that. But it's Isaiah, y'all. It's Zay. How y'all doing? Same guy, Sasha fan. Except I'm not a stan. And we're here to review what Pat McAfee considers the most stupendous. I never heard that word so much in my life, by the way. Before this week, I haven't heard that word that much in my life. But the most stupendous first night of WrestleMania. Guys, I'm excited. I'm excited. I know you guys already did the first half, but I'm ready to do the second half. Let's go.
Because,
Let's get
yes,
it.
the next match we are going into is the Raw Women's title on the line. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch.
Mm.
I like the entrances.
I did too.
I'm gonna be. First of all, yeah, they really killed it with the entrances. It both fit into who their personalities were. Becky being this diva, Bianca being this hometown, BLM, strong black woman. You know what I'm saying? He fit that. But I'm gonna be honest. My opinion, this might be an unpopular opinion due to the next match, but might be match of the night so far. In my opinion, might be match of the night. You guys disagree?
Debatable.
It's one of them for sure for me.
It's one of them.
Ooh. I'm going to be frank. I came into this match with, open eyes, honestly. But I was still, though it may not be as better as the previous WrestleMania's main event with Bianca, it still blew me away that the story that was told throughout. Because I honestly at points I thought it wasn't set in stone. I genuinely thought it wasn't set in stone. There was points where I thought Becky literally was going to kick Bianca's ass and walk out of Dallas, still the champion, screaming big time, looking like Doja Cat mixed with Gigi Dolan. I literally thought that at times. But as the match progresses, this story's been building since SummerSlam. And Bianca kicked her ass all over Dallas. I'm just saying, I thought it was match of the night. Genuinely, I thought it was match of the night.
Definitely one of them.
It was. This is where it picked up. This is where the show really picked up, though. We got to
It picked up a lot of steam at this point.
Definitely where it picked up.
It really did, because I did find it funny with the Marvel Studios presents Becky Lynch intro, and the Bianca marching band entrance was really good. But yeah, this is the match where it really did hype things up, and it was a great match and a great finish too.
It was overall just such an entertaining match. Bianca Belair, she don't miss at WrestleMania.
No, sure.
Big match back. So I think it was definitely a match that was supposed to be this good, and it definitely was. Damn, nigga, you robbing a bank back there?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's really your audio thing's really loud.
Mine's?
Yeah, like you're like the loudest. Like we can hear like a lot of shit in the background, like super loud.
The hell do you hear? I'm by myself.
Well, I was gonna say you may want to keep the phone still, or I don't know, like, cause like.
Oh, you're in my headphones. Should I take the headphones off?
Oh, okay, you got headphones on. No wonder.
I can turn them down, man, but I can take them out. Whatever makes you happy. I'm here to please you, Bryce. You the boss. I got you. I'll take them out for you.
All right, yeah, that may sound better. I was wondering, like, man, it's really loud.
Let's see.
Okay, let's see where it's going.
Better.
Sound better, Drop?
Yeah, it should. Yeah, it was just it sounded like he was putting something in the microwave or something earlier.
Oh, that was my wife. My wife. Okay.
Oh, okay. But yeah, though, like I said, the match itself, great match. I like the finish. Bianca hitting the KOD. They delivered right here. This was a great match.
Agreed.
This is where like I said, this is where like the show really hyped up, and like you gotta say, that's one of the best matches of the night so far at the time. So this was very enjoyable. But yeah, I was like, like the story writes itself. Bianca redemption after what happened at SummerSlam. So finally beats big time Beck. So that was great, especially after she got the KOD super smooth and won the match. So I liked it. Like as I said, it was great.
I had kickouts too, but I appreciate them.
I have a query. I told my wife earlier, right after this match, but during the next match, I said, I think this is match of the night. But knowing how I know the internet, knowing how I know IWC, they're gonna say this was the second best match of the night. I have an assumption to what I think guys' favorite match of the night is. And correct me if I'm wrong. But is it the next match? Is it the next match that was on this card that followed this match?
Yeah.
You guys match of the night?
Yeah, that's the way, because we're going that one, but yeah, we know the one you're talking about.
Well, let's go ahead and go there.
What was the next match? I forget.
Cody.
That was a good one.
Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins.
It was definitely the one that I watched it for.
Seth in his weird blue, like you said, he was wearing lace out there apparently. So,
but funny, that's not even my favorite match. My favorite match was what I thought would be my least favorite match. We'll get to.
What?
Say again.
What's the match?
The next match though. Oh yeah, the next match. Yeah, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
No, he said I wanted to know his favorite match. He said,
okay. Go ahead. Take your favorite match.
Kevin Owens, actually. And the reason being is because Stone Cold did the complete opposite of what I thought he was gonna do. I thought it was gonna be like Stone Cold Appreciation Day. I thought it was gonna be like Stone Cold. What? And then he reads his fucking, he listens to his, watch. He's like, what? And then he fucking Stone Cold stuns KO and pins him or some shit. It's like the match. But no, he fought. Like he was everywhere. And that was it. But we could talk about that when we get there.
Yeah, we gonna get to that one. But yeah, Cody Rhodes though, folks. The the big re-debut or return, the whole works. The American Nightmare, the theme song, all of it. And the crowd went ape shit as they said the prodigal son has returned.
Let me say something. The spot they were on Cody Watch like those Baywatch in the 90s, right? No, it was already expected. The story alone is a biblical portrait. The story here alone really overshadowed the match. Because I'll be honest with you, the match didn't start getting good towards the end. In my opinion, that wasn't really Cody and Seth both had better outings. It wasn't boring, but in the beginning, it definitely you could tell that Cody hasn't wrestled style in a while, and Seth hasn't wrestled the indie style in a while. You can clearly tell. But the story is a biblical proportions, Bryson derived. Like you said, the prodigal son has returned. In 2016, Vince told this man, you'll never make $1 unless you put on some makeup, do a cartwheel, and look like a jackass. And this kid left feeling rejected, feeling hurt, feeling like an outcast, like, But he's like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go everywhere on the indies. And I'm going to make a name for myself, because Bullet Club is fine. Bullet Club is fine. He did all of that. Went to make his own kingdom. That kicked Vince McMahon's ass on Wednesday. Kicked his ass so bad that they fucking got some kind of color blindness. They went from black and gold to a fucking shower. All of that. Cody did that. And then what he do? Now he's a king. He's a king on TNT, a king on TBS, a king of Time Warner. He comes back home a king. This story could only be written in the Bible. The prodigal son returned. I know I'm not trying to get on my big old soapbox, but I popped. I haven't popped for anything since CM Punk. I popped. I was like, I knew it was happening. I still popped.
No, it was definitely a great debut. It was, and like you said, it wasn't the best match, but the story in itself. But I would say there's an even deeper story. He teased that pedigree, and didn't do it. He's been teasing that pedigree since AEW. I feel like he's gonna hit that pedigree in the WWE. Only when he turns heel in the WWE. And I also think that the story isn't quite over with him in AEW. I feel like this run that Cody's going on is a I told you so run. Because just like you said, the prodigal son has returned. I agree with everything you said. And the main thing I agree with is Vince told him he wouldn't make a dime unless he did a cartwheel and did a dance, put some makeup on. And I think now it's like, what the fuck did you say? Because once he started to get control of the match, what's the first thing he did? A fucking cartwheel. He did his diamond. He did his fucking Stardust shit.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, this is just him saying like, oh, you said I wouldn't be this, right? Now you got to give me a title match for WWE. Now you got to give me my WrestleMania match. Now you got to give me a Royal Rumble win. So like, don't be surprised if Cody just start winning shit. And then I feel like once he like does everything that he wants to do, he could stay if the money is right, or I think he'll just go back to and either do it all over again. Not maybe like not like the power percent type shit, but just like the pop that he wasn't getting before he left. He's gonna get tenfold, and the same money that he wasn't gonna get from fucking Tony Khan, he's gonna get creative controller. And he low-key might get it if he gets the run that he wants.
I agree. It is, if I can enter, it was an amazing. It's beautiful.
Man, yeah.
He think of it this way. He got kicked out. He left home. Was homeless for a while. made a life, found a family, made his life, had a baby in 2019, and that baby was like, as that baby grew up, that baby gained so much like knowledge, so much pride, but that baby gained so much knowledge that he felt like he didn't even want to raise it. He like, I've treated this baby so well that I can let this baby go off on his own. So I let this baby go off on his own. I'm going back home now. Think of that. He made AEW, left it, and came back home to tell Vince, I told you so. Now I want my title. I want my title match, man. I want
You
it
know
all.
what this is?
It's crazy.
You know who did this? You know who did this before Cody Rhodes? LeBron James.
That's a good
That
comparison.
nigga left. That nigga left Cleveland. Niggas was burning his shit. Niggas was saying, "Fuck you, LeBron. You ain't ever gonna be shit out there." And with all them superstars, like, and then his ass went over there, won his titles, nigga, and went right back home and got his shit. And then he went to LA. That's one thing he gonna go back to AEW.
Exactly. Hey, I said a while ago, I don't think the Vince would even give Cody a title. But at this point, it's kind of hard to see that he won't. Because
Yeah,
He impressed tonight.
Vince is looking like we took one of their guys. And not only their guys, he's our guy. Vince
what did the announcer say? Undesirable to undeniable. Literally, that's the story.
Yeah, because like I said, this guy left. He was one of the founders to AEW, and now he has returned back to the WWE. And like you said about the LeBron thing, you see what the internet's going on right now. Fans, saying Cody sold out. Cody sold his soul. He gave up on us and everything. Oh, why'd he go back over there? Like we've seen a lot of that lately.
Trust
Now.
me, when he go back to AEW, the resounding applause that he will get is beyond measure. And Cody can go back to AEW with a whole newfound proven confidence in himself if he ever chooses to. Why? Because now I'm not here at AEW for out of spite. I've done what I needed to do at the WWE, and I've proven to myself and to that business that I am star quality. Now I'm like I went back to the company that made me, but honestly, I feel like AEW is more home than anything. The only reason that he's not at AEW right now is because Tony didn't want to pay him. It's not like he had like a gripe with Tony, or it's not even like they don't like each other. I'm pretty sure they still cool to this day. As far as we know. I just think it was business, and I think they both understand business and well enough to know like, hey, it just didn't work out that way. But if you notice, at least that maybe you guys, because you guys watch like all the AEWs, and I miss a few. Like I never heard Tony say anything disrespectful about Cody. I never heard Cody say anything disrespectful about Tony. I think the relationship is still there to be built. I just think Cody really needs to prove this to himself and the WWE universe that everybody who, rooted for me when I was here and was also agreeing that this Stardust shit wasn't working. And like, I'm here to prove to y'all, just to show y'all, myself and Vince, that nigga, y'all was right and that I was right for believing in myself. So I do hope that like Cody just fucking kills it out here, man. I popped too, and again, I knew this shit was gonna happen. I'm like, yes, I was so happy to see Cody fucking rise from the fucking shit WrestleMania, nigga. I'm like, yes, this should have been fucking happened. But
Like I said, he looked like a megastar out there tonight. And yeah, I know, like you said, like it was problems over there. I believe they said it was like, problems with him and the elite guys and whatnot. Because even when he left, Omega was kind of taking shots at him. Um, it, as soon as, Cody had left the company and everything. So there was already like, creative differences, like a power struggle over there between him and the elite and stuff. So it's a lot to say to why he left AEW to come back to the WWE and everything. Because yes, we can go on and talk about the many shots that AEW is taking at AEW taking at the WWE. Hell, we can talk about Cody Rhodes taking shots like the whole Triple H throne sledgehammer thing from a few years ago.
and
Or
agree as a heel move.
Look, can I say something? I want to say something real quick.
go ahead.
Something that I realized like, yeah, he got into it with Kenny and Bucks and whatever the elite. And I mean, not really with Tony, but it's something that like we had this conversation before, but I'm gonna say it right now for all the millions. No,
Millions.
I'm going to say this. We sometimes some people forget Cody is Dusty's son. And I don't mean that like, oh, duh, he's fucking Dusty's son. He's Cody Rhodes. Dusty had a mind for this business that was like no other. Yeah, the NWA, WCW, etc. But even in NXT, the man had a mind for this business. Cody, mind, and I don't care about being controversial. I don't give a shit. Ain't nobody hiring me. His mind, his long term mindset is way beyond where the elite is. How they were booking versus how he was booking is nowhere near. It's not even comparable. So I understand. The elite they're independent like wrestlers. They were independent wrestlers. They wrestled on the indies for a long time. I mean, Kenny wrestled in Japan, but they weren't hands on to understand how to make you know big impact type stuff. Cody did,
They know.
and that could be a controversial statement, but I'm just gonna say this, man. Cody's mind for this business is tremendous, man. It's tremendous. He understands how it works. He literally left and made a company. He made a company. No matter what you can say it's the elite, you can say it's Tony, but everybody knows that this was Cody. We all know. We all know it's Cody that they put these pieces together. He never even got a world title. He never even won a world title. You get what I'm saying? Because he understood how, man, he understands how the business goes, man, how pro wrestling, entertainment, whatever you want to call it. Cody's mind, he has his father's prowess, business. Cody probably won't say nothing negative. Everybody loves Cody in real life, apparently. They don't like Brent. So they love Cody. Apparently. I was told, that's what I was told by one of my sources. They really actually love Cody. Cody's a very likable person.
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Cody. I mean, Cody. No, I said I ain't never heard anybody say anything bad about Cody.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you hear the kayfabe people, like wrestlers, like Crochet and Cody or whatever. Like, but in real life, they love Cody because he has an amazing mindset in his business. He has an amazing mindset. I really hope, God, I pray that they allow him to thrive, man. Or if not even they allow him to thrive, or like let him push to the main event, let him control NXT. I would be so happy with that. Genuinely, I think I would be happy with that. That's a
now Vince got that man on such a tight leash. They gave him the money. He
Should
ain't
they
gonna
let him
help that
call him the
nigga.
American Nightmare again? He got to use his theme song.
He
They
didn't
ain't
even
gonna
want.
let him touch NXT.
He didn't even want to do that.
But they
Yeah.
gave it to him though. They said it took a lot of convincing, but they
Sure,
convinced him to let him do it.
but you know what? I'm glad that Cody got the pop that he got because now Vince, because I think Vince is more. That interview that he had, it proved to me something that Vince isn't as stubborn as I once believed. I think Vince more so is like, if it makes me money, I will give you more creative freedom. And if it doesn't make me money, I will take away some of your creative freedom. So
Hey,
I
wait,
think,
wait. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish first. I'm gonna let you finish.
so what I think, like the fact that Cody got this pop after all of the convincing that he had to get, hopefully it's proof enough that he does get more creative freedom and control over his character because now he like Vince can see like in the wide spectrum that like yeah having my original theme song, having the American Nightmare, being able again tease that pedigree that eventually he's gonna hit like as soon as he hooked Seth like arms nigga the crowd went crazy and I believe that's gonna keep happening until he hits it. And I think like things like that are going to help build his career up because like right now, especially like crowds are really hanging on everything that he's doing. Like who's his first feud, big feud gonna be? Is it gonna be against Seth? after Seth is, what's going to be next? Is it a title run in the continental U.S.? What's the next move for him? So it's exciting to see. My only fear is that that goes away after like 5-6 months, and then all of a sudden Vince just goes all Vince and does some Vince ass shit.
Right, put the Stardust thing on now.
No, for real, it's like, yeah, Cody, go to NXT, not to run it, but you're about to like win the fucking the NXT championship for some reason instead of the fucking Universal Championship, and it's like,
you're gonna beat Dolph Ziggler.
yeah, some shit like that, and it's like, nigga, put him in a match versus somebody who right now, because like, yeah, that's my fear is that like he's gonna get the pop now, he got his money and his creative control, but he's not gonna get the push or the full push, like you said.
I agree. I was gonna say
Yep.
something. Sorry, well, I'm gonna be brief. When you said realize Vince isn't that stubborn, I agree, but um, I think it's like it's gray area because like some of my sources were saying, Vince clearly really only cares about that dollar, but he also cares about where his mindset is. It's not, you can't really stray too far away from what he sees as what will make the money. Because let's say if he sees something that's all red that makes money, you can't convince him sometimes that the green or blue would make him money. Because look at Bray Wyatt. That's undeniable. Bray Wyatt clearly made him a lot of money. But exactly, I'm not Wolf Boy. But, but he clearly it still wasn't enough. Because he said he was hard to work with because Bray Wyatt genuinely didn't want his character to lose. He put a lot of that. He didn't want to lose like that many times. He didn't want to look like a fool, which I get. But Vince is a genius. I won't say not. I just hope he don't put him back in that Stardust gimmick.
Oh yeah,
I
please,
doubt
please
that.
don't, please
I
don't.
highly doubt that.
After that pop and everything tonight, that had to convince him not to.
Yeah. Knowing Vince, he gonna see that Cody did the Stardust time. He gonna be like, see, it does pop. Give him the makeup.
See, we gotta get you back to the Stardust. It'll get over. I'm telling you, it'll get over. Okay, it's gonna work. Vince, you're gonna convince him with the Jedi mind tricks again.
Did you see that power? Power went crazy for
it. The crowd went crazy when he did that.
They were crazy for it. I was like, damn it, you gotta go back to being Stardust. Okay.
The only time they went crazy is when he did the Dusty Rhodes thing. Therefore, it's just as good as Dusty Rhodes.
Bro, you see that? He did the bionic elbow. You see how over the crowd was when he did the bionic elbow, pal? It's good shit.
Spoken out to him.
So like, let's not get that nigga Vince no ideas. Like, but yeah, I really
overall, though, it was a great moment though. It was a great match in general. So that was probably one of the next best things out the entire night.
But I also agree with you. I think Bianca match was definitely better than Cody's.
Yeah, because that really did hype up the crowd though. That really got the crowd back into gear with Bianca and Becky.
Yeah, they did.
But next though, they did bring out the Hall of Famers, the Steiner brothers, Queen Charmel, Shad Gaspar's family for the Warrior Award, Vader, and Undertaker. Did anybody watch the Hall of Fame?
I didn't watch it, but I saw like the clips on YouTube, so I saw the speeches and stuff.
It was a good show.
It was. I was wondering why everybody's speeches were so short. Then I realized, they're gonna let the talk, and it was worth it. It was clearly worth it. That was one of the
great speeches
I've ever heard. Scott Steiner said he was funny when he said he shouldn't really be by a live mic because you don't know, could be good, could be bad. You don't know with him. Hilarious.
Yeah, I agree though. Honestly, I was happy to see Scott Steiner there. I thought he wasn't gonna show
up. I didn't know what he was gonna say, but I think like he gonna play ball. He'll play ball here.
Yeah,
he wasn't gonna go off the rails.
I feel like Vince was just like, if you want your nephew to get a bigger push, join the Hall of Fame, and hung up.
I was funny as him. I was had nothing to do with Braun. It had everything to do with Rick. If he wanted to have, like, he wanted to make sure his brother got the recognition he deserved, and that's what
Yeah,
it's been.
because Scott has been for years saying "fuck these guys" most of the time.
Yeah, but they went to dinner and shit. Apparently in February, they all went to dinner, and they reconciled, but he still don't fuck with Blake and Stephanie and Hulk Hogan and shit. But he reckon he cool with.
I don't blame him for Hulk Hogan, man. I think Hulk Hogan is a big piece of shit. But
Remember, he tried to kill Hogan. He was going to kill Hogan a few years ago, and he got banned from the Hall of Fame. I think it was like 2015 because he was waiting at the airport and they banned him.
That is still insane.
Because he was looking for him, but I think only his wife, Hogan's wife, was at the airport, and that turned to a big thing. And then he's like, "Okay, you're not coming to the Hall of Fame."
Damn, not Big Papa Pump out here killing niggas.
Yes, Scotty's a loose cannon.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
But Undertaker's speech, really one of the best speeches I've ever seen in the Hall of Fame. It was it was great.
Course.
It was great. A lot of grown men tears in their eyes.
Oh yeah, easily, man. And shout out Randy Orton. You could tell that nigga is a wrestling fan in his heart. That nigga was
Orton was having a fun time up there.
He was having a fucking ball.
Orton just looked like he was having a lot of fun throughout the whole thing.
Man, you could tell he's just excited because you could tell he's excited for the moment to hit him one day. You could tell he's just like looking at everybody else like, man, I'm gonna be up there one day. He was just up there fucking gleaming at everybody, man.
He's gonna be a first ballot.
Oh, definitely.
Honestly, what they should do is wait for everybody from that original class to retire: Batista, Cena, Lesnar, and Orton, and just bring them all in at the same time.
That would be cool.
Cena's gonna headline.
I would say Cena headline.
Cena.
Yeah.
Clearly
Cena. And Randy Orton would be the second headline. You could put probably Lesnar and then Batista. Or you could put Cena, Lesnar, Orton, Batista, however you want to do it. But I would put Orton second because I think Orton did more for the WWE than Lesnar overall.
Cena definitely going to be the number one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, because I think, Cena put in the most work, I feel
like. Definitely.
And since we speak of mentioning him, I got a question. Don't look like this is me. Like, am I the only one who kind of missed him, man?
Who?
Cena.
No, definitely. I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
and I will say this because we talked about this a few months ago when we were doing the end of the year review. Because like the last time he came back, it was like he was back and it was real happy to see him at first, but then it was like it's like when it was like he came back and then he was just gone in right after that. Like we knew what he was here for, but it was like, okay, you back, and then you got to go.
I mean, it's cool. I think he on his Rock shit right now, right? You know, because the Rock, he would do that every now and again, and then he gave us one like year-long run. Like when was that? Like that first year he went up against Cena, he was like, back and forth, like damn near that whole year. So like I feel like, and Cena was just saying in the interview like how much he missed it. He was like, man, I miss that shit every single day. Like, so like I feel like, and I truly believe John. Like John is one of them dudes. Like he's doing a Hollywood thing, but I truly feel like he is a wrestler. Like not even a wrestler, he is a WWE superstar in his heart of hearts and his soul of souls. That's who he is. So like I feel like Cena's gonna be one of them dudes where even if when he retires from wrestling, just like The Rock, he's gonna be deeply a part of WWE. He's hella gonna be part time when he needs to be. He hella gonna like be just entrenched in the WWE family forever. So like, I feel like he's doing this Hollywood thing now. But we gonna see him. I wouldn't be surprised if John Cena after he retired do some manager shit when he's not doing movies and shit.
Oh, he'll do something big. That's true. And I will say one thing. Also, I was looking in the chat room yesterday, kind of during the Hall of Fame. I did kind of like how people were saying like, "Welcome to TED Talks with special guest The Undertaker." It low-key felt like a TED Talk at one point. Today, I'm going to teach you the 3 mental, things that got me through. We're going to take you behind the Undertaker with everything behind the scenes and whatnot.
Which is always weird to me, man, because the Undertaker was one of the few motherfuckers I really thought was like his persona. Like even when I found out wrestling was like predetermined or fake, however you want to say it, whatever. Like Undertaker was like the only one of the few motherfuckers I was like, no, this nigga still might worship Satan. Like, he still might be that dark nigga.
At his realest, I always thought was when he was, riding a motorcycle. That's when he was at his realest.
Oh, most definitely, man. Because you saw the Texas in him.
Yeah, because he just had the motorcycle, and it's like, okay, he's not the spooky guy anymore. Now it's
Exactly.
just go on a motorcycle and kick people's asses.
It was kind of like when Kofi Kingston spoke in his actual voice that one time, and it just changed the course of his career completely. Like he ain't never went back to that Jamaican accent. That's how it was with Undertaker. It
Yeah,
was like once he went to American Badass, even when he went back to the Dead Man, like the American Badass was like the fucking fighting gloves that he had. Like even though he was the Dead Man, he still had the MMA gloves, still had the fighting style that the American Badass Undertaker had. So
yeah, Big Evil and all that. And
exactly.
I will say this. I'm sure everybody saw it. When he got to the end of the speech, he looked at his hat and coat and put it back on, and basically said, "Never say never." So I know some people may not think this, but don't be surprised if he comes back again. Like that kind of
I'm
already told me he's coming back. I'm like, I was like, hey, some guys just can't let it go. They can't let go of the juice because, like, you know what? I don't want to walk away as Mark Calloway. I still want to be the Undertaker. So he basically just kind of said like, I'll be back at some point. So he's still in the game. He ain't out the game. He's still in the game.
Man, my man Tom Brady retired from football at 45, only to come back at 45 and a half. So, yeah, that is true.
So that's why I was like, I'm saying I'm not surprised anymore. The people that come out, anybody that says they retire in wrestling, they somehow, some way, come back one way or another and don't want. Like I said, they can't let it go. Can't let go of the juice. Can't let go of that adrenaline. So I'm like, the minute he put his hat and coat back on, I'm like, yeah, you still in this. You ain't out the game yet. Like he gonna come back. He gonna do something. So we don't know when, but eventually he will be back in that ring because I'm sure Vince convinced him one way or another. Like, pal, we need you here for one more. Vince, I don't know if I want to do it. No, no, no. You want to do it? You want to do it? No, no. Add more 3 more zeros to his check.
That one more is called Crown Jewel because them niggas was like, we paid you money for Undertaker. And they were like, we didn't get Undertaker last year. I'm like, we're going to work on that next year. Don't worry.
We'll get him to you one way or another. Don't worry, he'll be ready.
He
He'll
needs that
wrestle
Saudi money, so
somebody.
Vince needs that Saudi money, so never say never.
Yeah, that's never say never. Like he said, never say never. So, yeah, Undertaker. I am convinced he will be back at some point in time. Not now, but eventually he'll be back in the ring one way or another.
Man, I hope not. Like some things, I don't know. Like some
Just
things
stop
just don't
now
need
while
to
you're ahead.
stop now where you're at. You know when he should have stopped that last match against Triple H, Shawn Michaels was the guest referee. That should have been his last match. Ended on a high note. Ended with some people who were in your era. But no, had to fight Brock. Had to fight Roman.
Had to fight CM Punk.
Had to fight CM Punk. And
Well,
it's
that was a
just
great match though.
no. Yeah, I mean, I think the one with CM Punk was like one of his last great Undertaker WrestleMania matches. But
Because he like just kept going against other guys. Wyatt,
yeah, no,
Shane,
yeah, all of
yeah,
them.
big
Okay.
Shano. Just AJ Styles, the Boneyard, and
But honestly, that was a solid ending to me. It was just like, yeah, it wasn't like a match, but it was at least like a good send off that you saw the dead man in a sense. You saw the American Badass for sure, and you got like you got a good mix, and it was against somebody like AJ Styles, like who honestly like that just adds even more on to his legacy, who's another deserving legacy. Like to add on to his resume, man, Undertaker had his last match against me, like his last official match against me. Like I think AJ Styles deserves something like that on his resume. So I think just that match overall, you know what I mean, was just a solid little send off, you know. And it's cool to tease it, but like I really hope he just retires, finds a way to just stay in it, you know, behind the scenes and live his life, man. Because nothing's worse than a bad send off.
All I can say is we gonna see. That's what
Yeah,
I'm gonna say. So I'm not surprised if he comes back.
yeah.
But what was next? Oh, yes, the SmackDown Women's title on the line.
They could have held that
Charlotte,
shit.
Ronda Rousey. Let's get into this shit.
They could have held that shit. That
Oof.
and the Drew McIntyre match, I was cool on both.
Woo!
Drew's up next. This was bad. But listen, I'm gonna say, you can talk about it if you want. Do you get what I mean when I say about Charlotte now? She's amazing at making herself look good. So is Hulk Hogan. So is Hulk Hogan, dude. She's
I
not,
get that.
dude.
She
She's
not
good at
good.
in pro wrestling. Look, I took these bumps, dude. I took over 1,000 bumps in my goddamn life. It's not about you winning and losing. It's not about you looking like the biggest thing that you possibly be. Yes, you're very talented, but she's better at making herself look good than putting on an amazing story. There is no way in hell you should be having this much of an upper hand on Ronda fucking Rousey. Ronda Rousey already proved to kick everybody's ass. Everybody's ass. She's fucked everybody up. Beat everybody ass. She's a badass. She clearly has a lot of legitimacy. And I don't know if it's a finish or not. The match itself, come on, man. You going to be started on. I don't like it. I don't like it. Professional wrestling, it's supposed to be a story. It's supposed to be a story told between, friends and foe, etc. It's supposed to be. You're supposed to let the. When's the last time y'all seen Charlotte really take some off? Like she get her ass kicked.
Barely.
You don't see it. She should have got her ass kicked today, even if she won. If she won, okay, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised. She's not. She's not Sasha. She's not like Becky. She's not.
She don't know how to put people over.
Cause she was giving Ronda some go out there. A lot of go.
Man, I think Ronda's a robot. I was saying that earlier. I don't know if he was on.
Oh,
Man, I am not impressed by Ronda Rousey.
I said she
As a
sounds just reading off a grocery list.
Yeah, as far as a pro wrestler, I think Ronda as an MMA fighter is one of the best to ever do it. Um, Regardless of how it ended, I don't really care how it ended. I think she's fire, but yeah, just as a pro wrestler, like the matches never really stick for me. Her promos are horrible. Um, yeah, I'm just not a fan. I think Charlotte damn near had to make herself look good in this match.
Honestly, I didn't
Um,
think this feud had a lot of steam to it.
Man, definitely. It was just, it was there, but it wasn't nothing really too much like special to me. Um, like you said, it wasn't a lot of like heat between them. The feud wasn't there. It was just like, yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, put this wrestler who gets a good pop and this wrestler who gets a good pop, put them together in a match, rematch. And yeah, it didn't hit well. If we were gonna put Ronda Rousey in a match against somebody, it could have been Becky Lynch.
Mm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would have been a more fun match. Because again, Becky Lynch also doesn't mind putting people over. So she would have actually made Ronda look good, which I think Ronda needs as a pro wrestler sometimes. Um, yeah, you know,
I got
I could have went without it. This was also another SmackDown match. It could have went on SmackDown. I would have been like, all right, cool.
against Bayley. Ronda was going against Bayley. Field match itself. Even if Bayley won, What
True.
do you genuinely think that this would have had the same like feel? Do y'all think it would have had the same whatever feel to it? If it was Bailey.
I feel like it would have been more fun. Again, Bailey
Would have been different.
I think Bailey is a more expressive wrestler than Charlotte. Because I think that was another thing. I think Charlotte is an amazing wrestler. Um, but again, I don't think she puts like moves over well. She doesn't put wrestlers over quite well. She puts herself over really well, like you said, real Hulk Hogan-esque. And you would think to be Ric Flair's daughter, she'd be great at putting people over, but she's not. But
Oh,
so yeah, I think some like putting Ronda up against somebody like Bailey would have been really fun, actually.
I just wanted to make sure we're not gonna do another Charlotte sucks like promo on your channel, Bryce. I promise.
Oh no,
Well,
yeah,
we've
no.
we've had Charlotte debates on here before.
Oh,
A lot
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, I
oh,
don't think. I don't think Charlotte sucks. I just think I think she gets too many fucking title runs, bro. I'm gonna be real. Like this,
Yeah, I've said it before. She's
I
Ric Flair too to me. She Ric Flair #2.
boy,
don't,
it's like how many damn title runs she gonna get?
I don't think she's Ric Flair. Dude. I don't think she's getting the title wins or whatever. I think it's like they fucking coddle her so much. It's a match. Like in the match itself, she can win as many titles as she wants. She doesn't have over 600 days holding the titles combined. I don't have a problem with that, but I can't watch your matches. If every time I watch your matches, I feel like you're just gonna fucking squash everybody. You're Hulk Hogan in the fucking 80s, 90s. I don't like that shit. Like, dude,
Nah,
this is
yeah,
no, like seriously, dude. The only person I ever remember her I mean, yeah, she lose here and there. The only person I ever remember her kind of selling for was Sasha in the 16.
mm.
Yep.
That's the only person I remember her really selling to. I don't remember her selling to nobody. Nobody. I'm gonna fuck. She didn't sell to Rhea Ripley. She didn't sell to Bianca. She didn't sell. She didn't even want to sell to Nia Jax. Nia Jax was smacking her for real. She still didn't sell that shit.
Man, right. Still didn't sound
The
that
the
shit.
the Ripley one, that was like, man, they really dropped the ball with Ripley on that.
And
That
again,
she should have been made a
WWE dropped the
star
ball.
from that.
And
But
WWE dropped the ball on a lot of their divas. Why is Asuka not have a match in WrestleMania?
Well, Asuka been hurt. Or
she was
I
injured.
thought she was cleared though.
Nah, that was some bullshit. She's not cleared. That means she's probably cleared now, but when they said it, she wasn't cleared.
Because that was
Yeah.
my whole thing. I'm like, nigga said she was cleared, but she ain't got. Nigga, Pat McAfee got a mess from and Oscar is chilling. I had an issue with that. But
shit,
okay,
Johnny
if she
Knoxville
wasn't
got a
cleared at the
match.
time, then I guess that makes sense.
Hey man, that Pat McAfee match probably gonna make me a lot of money though. So let's hope. Let's hope that's good. Let's hope.
We gonna
Oh yeah,
see, but
Pat McAfee's gonna win that match.
oh yeah,
He's not gonna lose. I don't know what his
we
finish is gonna be. He's probably gonna win by a roll up or some shit,
like
but he's gonna win.
we definitely gonna see, but yeah, like just to say, just like I just thought the ending to this whole match was just like ref bump, big boot, it's over. I'm like, well, that was some bullshit how that ended.
Yeah.
So like, man, they just love Charlotte in the back though, man. Just basically make her look like the motherfucking truth out there. Just
Man, I don't get
too
it. I mean,
powerful.
she's a great wrestler, but damn.
Even I was surprised that she won on this one. I was surprised by that. I'm like, shit. Charlotte wins again. She
Wins
strikes
again.
again, folks.
She don't lose, bro. And I don't know.
So
I don't
yeah,
know what they're
it's
trying to build it up to. I think Jade Cargill is having a better like streak than Charlotte though, as far as just being a winner. I believe Jade's winning streak more than Charlotte's.
She's like what 29 and 30 right now.
about to
Yeah,
be 30,
It's and she's made. They doing good with her because she
yeah,
at
they're
least
doing great.
she got that dominance thing. She's not Charlotte. Charlotte was getting chopped and getting hit, and she made it seem like it was like Hulk Hogan. Dude.
That ain't shit. Basically,
No, we just need that one Shawn Michaels ass wrestler to go up against Charlotte and oversell.
Ah,
Well, looking like a pinball machine then.
That's still one of my favorite matches ever, nigga. Like Shawn Michaels is the most petty nigga in the world.
I'm
I was
over.
like,
This nigga was like, you really gonna, all right, cool, you gonna force this win? All right, bet, watch this.
I mean, oversell like that.
See, he oversold. Like, he throw me to the rope lightly. That nigga flip over the fucking. That's by far one of my favorite matches ever. Nigga, that shit's hilarious.
He flopped like a fish all over that
Like
place.
a fish, bro. That shit is hilarious to me.
Shit
But
funny.
yeah,
I remember that.
like, but eventually that's gonna happen. Well, I mean, it's probably not gonna happen to Charlotte. But like, if somebody ever really want to bring that call back, you could against Charlotte, because like again, she sells herself so well. It's like to protest. Let me oversell the shit that she do to just like prove like nigga she she not all that. She's great, but she ain't like she can lose, nigga.
I'm like, shit, she won a Mania again? I'm like, holy shit. Well, okay then.
Man, has she lost that mania? I'm not sure.
Let's move to the final. Let's
A couple times. But let's get to the final part of this whole
Oh
thing.
yeah.
The main event.
what?
The Kevin Owens show.
What?
What? We are here tonight
What?
to talk about
What?
the main event
What?
with Kevin Owens
What?
and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And where was this gonna lead into?
Man, I wanted to hate this match so much.
And we all thought it wasn't even gonna be a match at first, in a way, because this started off like the talk show, and Stone Cold, he basically came out dressed to compete, had the shorts on, the knee braces, the t-shirt. He was ready. He even brought his ATV with him.
Yeah. I was, man, I even all right, so again, this I literally thought was gonna be my least favorite match. I was like, I ain't trying to see Stone Cold old ass out there. He already got the knee braces on. I don't want him to injure himself doing something, too much, because last time I saw him, he was a little stiff in '03, for real. So I was like, man, like I don't want him to just go out there and just put on just like an old ass Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Saudi Arabia match. Like I want to have like a really good like match if he's gonna do one, but I don't think he have it in him. But bro, when he took that fucking suplex on concrete,
Oh,
I was like that. That's what woke like. Well, I was woken up by it before that, but that one was like, oh shit, this nigga Stone Cold is going. He's having a match for real.
Because you
Let,
can tell he was training. He was really must have been training his ass off to prepare for this.
let's though. When it came to Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Taker and that Saudi Arabia match, we look at it based off how they used to wrestle. Shawn Michaels was this aerobatic, technician. Triple H was this ring, etc. Stone Cold has been doing Stone Cold shit forever. Even as he was the same thing, he did come out, whoop some ass, what? I said whoop some ass, what? Type. You've been doing that.
True, stop a mud hole, stunner, we good.
Brawl, just everything. Lutez press, all that shit.
How the hell do you walk a mud hole dry? What? Like seriously, he comes out, open a can of whoop ass. What? I know. Listen, I'm done with that. I'm done. But he does it so well. Like when he took that bump, I was like, whoa.
Man, when he took the first bump, when he got his head hit to the ring post, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh shit, he's actually taking bumps. I'm like, fuck. I'm like,
this
is legit.
This is a match. As soon as that
reveal,
man, I literally thought it was gonna be a squash. I thought he was just gonna go down there on the ATV, have the little fake show, right? I thought they were gonna call on the match, and it was just gonna be like, here, kick his ass around the ring a little bit, hit him with the stunner, drink some beers, happy WrestleMania.
Yeah, there you go. Just you come out, get your big super duper pop. Obviously, the biggest pop of the night. Like like you said, just go out. You're a Millie Mouse son of a bitch. You goddamn fool. All that stuff, and like you said, stun. Everybody go home happy. Beer shower. That's it. But no, this actually was like I said. This was a real match, and it was longer than I expected.
I have a question though. Like, I got a question for the both of you guys. Okay, so we saw this. Even though those punches weren't hitting like they used to, I mean, he hasn't wrestled in 2 years. He hasn't really done any like work in it. I mean, since, well, he stunned Byron Saxton a few years ago, but he hasn't been thrown any rope punches in a while. But despite it, he came and probably it's like I would say, if I really look at it, it was more entertaining than the Becky Bianca match. You know, in my opinion. But what does that say about? Like, does that prove Undertaker was right? Like, what does that say about the rest of the roster? Because the rest of Stone Cold didn't come out here doing no tope suicida. He didn't do no Canadian Destroyer. He didn't hit not one super kick. I'm not making fun of Control.
I don't know. It sounds like you got
Control your narrative.
funny as hell. Relax, man.
Control your narrative.
Point being, he came out there throwing like haymakers and it was so entertaining. What does that say about so many people today? Minus Roman and Brock, of course. They do similar shit, but he just came back after 19 years, had a match, impromptu sort of to us or whatever, but impromptu match against, and Kevin Owens is a great worker. You know, he's good at selling, good at putting things. He really made Stone Cold look like this was 99. I
Yeah.
promise he did. I promise you he did, man. But what does that say about the wrestlers today that Stone Cold can come back and take over? Like, fuck, what does that say? Like,
Because
I'm out. You guys, you get what I'm saying. What does that say about today's wrestling, guys?
yeah, and you got a point. Like you said, you go back to Taker's comments, when he talked about, where's that grit and everything. Because, he talked about guys like Brock and, Roman. They go out there and they manhandle you and they throw you around. They give you like a fight. That's the same what Austin did tonight. He's giving you a fight out there. He's giving you a brawl. And the crowd ate that shit up. It's not a whole bunch of, a lot of people say nowadays, a bunch of flips and kicks and all this stuff. This was a fucking brawl, a wrestling match and whatnot. Yeah, but we know they fought all over the place. But I'm just kind of just saying like the comments in general. He said like you're seeing like a fight. Okay, you're seeing two people go at it out there. And like I said, for Steve Austin to come back and exceed expectations that nobody really expected, that's got to tell you something, okay? Because like you said, by far, he basically had the biggest fucking pop of the night. But then that's on any given day. Whenever he comes back, he's always going to get the biggest pop of the night. But the fact that he came back and did a legit wrestling match and took bumps and the crowd ate that shit up and he did better than everyone expected it to be. Like you said, what does that tell you about the rest of the roster and everything? And, some are going to say right now, like you just brought up, Undertaker was right again.
Yep.
Like, I don't know why people keep doubting when he says shit like this. Like, he made a point, and this was a perfect example. Now that you bring that up, this is a perfect example tonight. He basically is like, hey, this guy just main evented WrestleMania like it ain't shit like he did in the past. It's almost like, damn, this dude just outshined damn near everybody tonight, almost. Okay, like it's Austin.
All right. So I do want to play devil's advocate, right? Because that's who I am. Can we also factor in nostalgia? Can we factor in that as soon as that glass break, no matter what the fuck, when the fuck, or how the fuck, we gonna lose it anyway, whether he wrestled or not? At least I was like, nigga, you hardly ever see Stone Cold doing anything besides broken skull sessions for real.
Or just
So yeah,
if he's there, he'll just come out, throw some beers, and then just stun somebody, and that's kind of it.
and dip out. So like the fact that he gave us an actual match, the fact that he had his first wrestling match in Dallas, last one in Dallas, the fact that it was a lot that went into this match for me that made it so great. Again, I personally went into this match and I was just like, man, fuck this match. I don't want to see it. I'd much rather, and not fuck this match in a disrespectful way, but just like more so like Stone Cold, your legacy is already solidified. You don't have to do this. So like the fact that he went out there, not only put on a great, put on the match, but he actually took the bumps. He went in. That's what made it so great to me overall. Not the fact that, the match itself was like if I had to rate it, 7 out of 10. But the fact that it was Stone Cold coming back and actually taking the bumps, that boosted it to like a 9. Just because it's like, yo, nigga, this is fucking Stone Cold. You know what I mean? This is like my childhood. But I feel like the reason why shit like that doesn't happen now isn't because the wrestlers are soft. It's because the push they get usually go to wrestlers like Stone Cold and Goldberg and fucking, no disrespect to Brock, but he's also part of that ruthless aggression era. It goes to the OGs, you know, and that's through Vince's making because he knows what makes the money. And damn it, he's right to, you know, to an extent. This is proof. But at the same time, if Vince also had the wherewithal to have some of his biggest wrestlers put people over like Ric Flair used to, like, we forget that Ric Flair put over a lot of fucking superstar wrestlers when they were just coming up. Why? Because he saw the talent in them. He saw that they could do something that maybe other motherfuckers might not see now, but once they see like he beat Ric Flair, like maybe they'll see it later. And Vince doesn't do that enough with his wrestlers. He's very good at building a wrestler up just to break them down and build them up again. He loves doing that shit. He'll make you a champion and then you'll lose to fucking Tajiri or some stupid shit in a random match. Like Tajiri ain't fucking wrestling WWE in fucking 15 years. This nigga come in and beat your high quality wrestling ass, and then he'll build you back up in like a year and a half. But like my whole thing is, it's like you keep having these stars lose to OG wrestlers. That's why I like when Roman Reigns, like, or when a new wrestler beats the shit out of an older wrestler. That's why I liked growing up looking at motherfuckers like Randy Orton, the Legend Killer, because it's like he's doing something that I thought nobody could do when I was a kid, which was beat the legends. Every week, that nigga Randy Orton was kicking some legend's head in, and it's just like, yo,
Shit, I
this
know.
nigga is ruthless.
You know
Like,
what?
and now Randy Orton is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but remember that all came from the Legend Killer perspective. Like when he was out here doing that, and, you know, and of course Evolution. Let's not forget Evolution. But after that, he could have very well just became an Intercontinental Champion for the rest of his career. But the Legend Killer gimmick really pushed him because it's like he a young nigga killing these legends. So I feel like, yeah, part of it is that everybody wants to be friendly with each other and everybody wants to be all hunky dory, but at the same time, I feel like Vince needs to push his younger wrestlers while they still here. Like again, I talk about Big E a lot. I was talking to Bryce about that shit. Like, hopefully, like when Biggie broke his neck, I hope Vince realized just how quickly extremely talented uber fucking superstar can be taken away from you that quick. So push that motherfucker. Stop giving this fucking title shots to Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and shit. No disrespect to those two. They OGs, but they already solidified. Brock Lesnar is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He don't need to prove shit else to nobody. But you know who does? Big E. So like, yeah, we could say it's soft because of the wrestlers. We could also say, Vince, nigga, you have a lot of great wrestlers who go to other companies and do really well. So why the fuck ain't they doing it here? So I do want to play devil's advocate for that, but it wasn't just Stone Cold. All right, it was the nostalgia for me too.
Well, for me, I didn't really grow up on Stone Cold. Like I said, the Stone Cold I knew was coming out afterward. I mean, I didn't really know Stone Cold until like most part. You know, I knew Rock
Nah, that's real.
like '02, and then he left and then came back and retired. But then he was around for a while, kicking everybody ass on the bike. It was, that's the Stone Cold I do. So it wasn't even just nostalgia for me. Honestly was so entertained due to the fact that it felt like I was watching, it felt like back then. When I was a kid, sitting on that floor in the living room, watching Raw, 8 o'clock, somewhere 8 o'clock, watching Raw and seeing just a fucking scrap. It was a great experience. I'm glad that I watched. I agree with
Yeah, that's a really good point right there. So like you said, like, just watching it, it just felt like, hey, the real Austin is back. He's here, and it's just like this. It's just like seeing it again and whatnot. Damn near just going back to the Attitude Era, or maybe say like 1, 2, all that stuff. Is like the real Stone Cold Steve Austin was back again, and he main evented WrestleMania once again. He's still out there stunning people, and like I said, this was a legit match and everything. So, and like I say, it just builds that excitement up, and anybody that watched this tonight, they probably went ape shit at home and just went nuts because that crowd went off. That crowd was off the roof when he came out there and just doing this match in general. So, it tells you something and whatnot. So, like I said, this main event at the show. This was the main event to WrestleMania. Okay, because the last time he main evented WrestleMania was what? WrestleMania 17 against The Rock.
Yeah.
Like, because everybody knows that match. It's my way or the highway.
Man. That's what they need, bro. They need better They need to bring their old promo niggas back. Cause them old old promo videos used to hit. Nigga, before every match I'd be so hyped.
That my way shit was on a different level. That's still one of the best of all time.
Man.
It's my way.
That was the Limp Bizkit joint, wasn't it?
Oh hell yeah, that was Limp Bizkit.
It's all about the he say, she say bullshit. Yeah, I remember that one.
You rolling. So,
man.
but yeah, that's crazy though, and it was crazy to see Steve Austin's brother out there too. Like, man, he just looks like him.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
Like,
right? Like that there. I was doubtful.
It's
like
like
a splitting image.
It's funny. I'm gonna find a photo of them together, and I'm gonna label them, and one of them gonna be named Stone Cold, and the other one will be named Steve Austin.
My gosh, he's got a twin, and you know what would have made this perfect the other night? Man, I almost wish JR was there tonight.
Low-key, that would have been some icing on the cake, nigga, to hear Stone Cold.
By God, the Texas Rattlesnake, the toughest son of a bitch in the WWF. By God.
Man, I wish there was a way that announcers could do like one night gigs and shit. Like, I'd love for JR to do one more WrestleMania before, because he is aging, and I don't think he's gonna be in WWE by the time he passes, unfortunately. But I would just love to, because WWE did him dirty. But
shit on AEW was hilarious to me.
Yeah, I think. See, JR be so fed up at AEW sometimes. Not of the show. He just
half this shit's not over.
Gee, when she pulled out the damn thumbtacks, he was like, not the thumbtacks.
So and the lights going off, lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off, wax on, wax off. Like, enough already.
JR is funny as hell on commentary.
He knows the shit's not over half the time. That's why every time he says something, people get mad at him on the internet and all this. Oh, he's talking again. Because, no, he's giving good criticism. Like, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, he literally ran WWE in like the best years. Like, he was the fucking, like he helped, develop characters then. So, like, yeah, I think he knows something about how to run a company, or what's over and what's not, at the very least.
When I watch PW, I think JR's gimmick is that nigga who just getting too old for this shit. Because
for real.
He be like, these motherfuckers.
These young niggas getting on my nerve.
I can't stand these guys. Like, oh my God, this shit's so bad. Like, if we see someone with some real talent out here,
man, honestly, I feel like, man, and this is the last I'm saying about AEW, because this is not an AEW night. But one thing that I will say, AEW has so much potential to be great. They just got to get out their own way. One thing that they need to stop doing is calling out WWE so much. Like, I think the best response sometimes is no response at all. Just do it and let the crowd respond for you. We was talking about that earlier, Bryce. How Tony Khan, every time he does something, it's just he like a dog. When you first come home, he's just like, look, hey, see, look what I just did. I just did that. Look, I just got Samoa Joe. Look.
So look at right, Samoa Joe. I just did a line of coke, but you know, man, look at everybody, Samoa Joe and all that stuff.
Whoa. Look at this. Oh.
Tony Montana.
Tony
Khan.
Khan.
I got hey, Bryce. Not doing no coke.
Okay. I'm sorry, but like the way he just acts sometimes, like, hey, look at right, Samoa Joe. Look, I got him. See, I got him. That's Joe right there. That's Joe. It's all mine. It's all mine now.
Just be so. All right, so here's one thing I was saying earlier, bro, because you went in the conversation. I was saying how Tony Khan doesn't have the presence that Vince McMahon has. When you look at Vince McMahon, you know for a fact that this dude is about the business. Like, you ain't about to sit here like he ain't gonna bullshit you, and you not gonna bullshit him. Where
Basically,
I see Tony Khan, and this is no disrespect to him, I'm just saying, just based off of the presence that he has, like, I just want to like give him a headlock and like put him in a noogie or something. Like, it's like, yeah, I'm sure your business regimen is great, but your presence isn't there. And I think your presence isn't there because you always either find time to come at WWE to keep the war going, or you just like over exude yourself, where Vince is like if Vince signed Samoa Joe, like Vince would just be like, yeah, I signed Samoa Joe. Where he is more like a wrestling fan, which I love your passion, but at the same time, the effortlessness is sometimes what's needed. So you don't have to be all like, hey, we took him from WWE. It's like, hey, just sign him. Let let Samoa Joe coming out speak for itself, instead of you being like, look, we got Samoa Joe. It's like, nigga, we'll figure it out. So like, yeah, sometimes you just need to sign a wrestler and not be so over exuberant or so exuberant about it.
I agree wholeheartedly. He seems like a fucking fan.
Yeah,
You know,
seriously.
which could be okay, but when you're running a company like that, they how they look at support, and you every time it's like you're just showing off your new toys every time. Like, you did it, yes, you did it. You're a fan. Shit, but like Vince, Vince is Vince, man. Like it's something.
For real. And the thing is, like, Vince is a fucking wrestling fan. But again, like, his presence is so much there that it's almost, you forget that he's as big of a wrestling fan as he is until you have a conversation with him. You know what I mean? Like, again, I was watching that Pat McAfee interview and I was just like, damn. You forget how much Vince knows on this shit. Like, how much, like, for real experience. Even when he was announcing the Undertaker, and he legit named everybody that the Undertaker beat from beginning to end. I feel like that's like, for real, Vince type of motherfucker. He didn't have to study that. Like, he's the type of nigga, he just knows that off the top of his head type shit.
True.
Because he's a wrestling fan. He real to this shit.
That's true. It's like you say, he commands respect.
Exactly.
And what as a reason why, like I say, he looks like a boss. He looks like he runs shit and everything. So it's like with the knowledge, and I'll just kind of leave it off on this. Like, you look at the difference between both of them. Like, yes, Vince, he came from the gutter, and we know his dad was a promoter and everything. But it's like we talked about earlier. Like, he grew up in a trailer park and whatnot, so he came from the gutter to get where he is right now. And you just look at Tony Khan, like, Tony Khan already had money and everything. His dad is already rich. So a lot of people look at him as like a trust fund type of dude. And it's almost like, hey, look, I got all this money. I work with these wrestlers. So now I got my own company and everything. Well, shit, got two companies now, that Ring of Honor. But, it's like, hey, look, I got this. I got that. We just signed this. We just signed that. We just signed that. So it's a distinct difference between looking at both Vince McMahon and Tony Khan.
Right.
But so that's kind of what I wanted to kind of get that across before we head up out of here.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah. So like overall, yeah, because I got to splice this together, get this into one review for night one. But yeah, like overall though, like what would you guys grade night one though tonight?
What's the system?
1 to 10.
I give it a. There's a lot of hit and misses, man. I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
I was just about to say the same, 7.5, and it was
I'd
only
agree with
because of the
that.
second half of the card. That first half. If the first half of the card was about as strong as the second half, I would have gave this shit a 9. Solid. Because again, them last matches, like, besides the Charlotte, and the Happy Corbin versus Drew McIntyre, all the other matches were pretty solid. But if you could have took those 2 matches out again and just put like a specialty match in the middle of that motherfucker, like if Money in the Bank wasn't already its own pay-per-view, like a Money in the Bank or like a new specialty match would have fit perfect right there. Instead of like, those 2 matches per se. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5. It could have been better, but it definitely wasn't a bad night. Not as bad as I thought it would be, for real.
Yeah, I'd agree. 7.5. Like I said, it kicked into gear once Bianca and Becky came on. That's when it really kicked into gear because like I feel like the first half I was just watching another episode of SmackDown
Mm.
and whatnot. But like when it got to Bianca and Becky, Cody, Seth, and Charlotte and Ronda was. I think people were more mad about the finish, but then again, I thought the match. It was what it was, I guess. But I just felt like it was never really much steam to it. And like I said, the main event was big, and that was great. So it's like really three big things that happened on this entire show for night one. So yeah, I'd go with 7.5.
Okay.
But
I want
yeah.
thing before we go.
Oh,
One
go ahead.
thing for the millions. No, anyway.
Good millions.
What a time to be alive. Back in WWE, Scott Steiner is in the Hall of Fame, and Stone Cold main evented WrestleMania. What the fuck, man? And what a time to be alive. What a time to be a wrestling fan. That's
Hell, we're
all I want.
taking over again. Attitude running shit again. Running shit again. But
Man.
yeah, other than that though, tomorrow night we will be back. Gerard, I know you only can just do night one, so I know you won't be back tomorrow night for night two. So gonna be a different panel of people. For night two of WrestleMania. I'm sure Isaiah will be back tomorrow night. I'm assuming so. Um, and stuff. So yeah, we will be back for night two. Like I said, sorry, it's been a long weekend of wrestling. So hell, it's been a long day, and I'm not gonna go into the other shows that happened, like Stand and Deliver, or if any other wrestling show anybody watched over the weekend. I'm not gonna go into that right now, but it's a very long weekend of wrestling when it comes to WrestleMania weekend. So it's like 100 different shows going on.
Well, I'm
So
looking forward to continuing this review tomorrow with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And if I do get a chance to leave where I'm at earlier than projected, I could probably hop on. I could definitely probably hop on, depending on how much of it I get to see.
okay, bet. But yeah, other than that though, yeah, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Do you guys have anything to plug?
Nah, man.
Um,
Jesus Christ. Follow the Lord and He's my Lord and Savior.
yeah, I ain't really got nothing to plug. Just make sure stupid or stupendous in the comments. What did y'all think?
Yes, was the show
About night one.
stupid or stupendous? Yes, what did everybody think about the show? Stupid or stupendous? So
So we
yeah.
will see.
Well, other than that, we're out of here, and we will be back tomorrow night, and we'll see what happens. So let's stop the recording from here right now.